Hello everybody and welcome to Innocentious Plays Total War Attila. It has been a long time since this game came out. Well, not that long, but long enough. I bought it directly on release and haven't played that much. I think I have only logged about 20 hours into the game. And I decided it's time for me to come back to it. I want to play more of it. I really liked it and yeah, I want to see more of it. So, when I bought the game, I got the DLC for the Norsemen, and I have not actually tried them out yet. So I think it's a really good time for me to try out the Norsemen. And there are three factions in the Norsemen: the Jutes, Danes, and the Geats. The Jutes start over here, the Danes start over here, and the Geats start over here. Just out of position, I like the Geats. They don't have anyone in their back, and it's a really good place. But before we do that, let's actually look at the traits. So they all have the same cultural trait, which is Viking Raiders. They get plus 75% income from sacking, looting, and raiding. Sacking, I believe, is like destroying a city and taking away all its money. Looting is just going to the city, take some money, and leave again. And raiding is just you use your armies to raid around and gain extra money and something like that. The Jutes have the spoilers. They get extra income for every unit that's destroyed and from raising settlements. Oh, so sacking is... Oh, you can also destroy a settlement. That should probably be what I thought about sacking. Danes have Seaborn, immune to seasickness and immune to high sea attrition. Not that fan of it. Or Cold Blood. Morale plus 10 for fighting during the winter and immune to snow attrition. Well, I think we found our winner. These are super cool. They have factually equal deck. We want to play on normal difficulty. It's been a long time since I played any Total War series, so I probably will be horrible at it, but we'll see. We don't know. We need no help. Limited. Yeah. This seems fine. So let's start the campaign. Even a brave star frightened by sudden terrors. So yeah, I believe this game has the Roman Empire already in it, formed but still very unstable. A lot of rebellions inside and things like that. And I'm not really sure how is that going to work out with us. I believe when I first booted up the game, I played a little bit as Romans, and I found it really difficult to keep the barbarians out, especially with the new horde mechanic. They can like swarm in without really declaring war on you, and you have to be careful. Are they trying to go for one of my cities, or are they just passing through? Or it's so different than the Total War games that I've been used to, because you were dealing with factions that were established, and when you see one of their armies walking through your country, then you know you're gonna have a bad time unless you do something about it. And here that's not necessarily true. And especially because the Roman Empire starts with so much, well, what do you call it? Unrest in the province and civil strife, that it can actually fall apart pretty quickly. The thing I do hate about this game are the loading times. It's gonna be sometimes pretty long with the loads. And I have a pretty good computer. It's not that. It shouldn't be that, but I don't know. Maybe I should buy an SSD and put this on an SSD. That would probably make it a lot quicker. But yeah, I love being a Viking, and I think we should like really focus upon the raiding and looting abilities that Vikings have. Because man, we're Vikings. We're going to places and we're gonna take their money and go home. Not necessarily conquer, though I do think that mainly I will use conquer, like looting and conquer. It seems like a good tactic. I'm gonna be silent because we're gonna have a movie.
The air was filled with smoke and blood. Rome was weak. The tribes grew in strength and number. Their roots went deep, and they felt the earth's blood pounding through the land. But their borders were threatened, for a great storm raged in the east. One by one, the tribes scattered as seeds in the wind. And behold, a red horse, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. The blood of their kin would be avenged. Great hunters, they tempered their blades in Roman blood, and saw their once mighty walls reduced to dust. They made ready for war.
Yeah. So let's temper our blades in
A
Roman blood.
lasting cold creeps from the north, and you must seek opportunities south of your homelands if you are to survive and prosper. Take to the seas and explore nearby shores, for the local tribes will be no match for your warriors. The plunder they bring home will line the coffers for the trials ahead. The exploration and conquest of distant lands, of corrupt empires grown weak through years of infighting, and of petty tribes without the strength or will to fight. By sea or by land, the south is yours for the taking. Triumph, and they will sing songs of your deeds until the end of days.
I do like that. That people are singing songs about my deeds until the end of days. So yeah, we are started. We have to survive until the spring of 400. We started at 395. I think we can manage that. Otherwise the game is over for us anyway, right? So let's look at our situation now. Go to the map. We are here. This is part of our province. So yeah, I think if we're gonna conquer a bit, then our province should be the first part. March my troops like this. If there's a crossing over here, then we can do that. Otherwise we have some ships and we can just go over here. So yeah, I want to take this first. Hoffman. So let's look at our objectives. We have to survive, but the secondary objectives. Loot or sack 5 different settlements. I think we can do that. Research the following technology. Labor service. This. I think we can do that as well. Be at war with the following factions. The Saxons. The Saxons are these guys. Well, then if after we take this, we probably should go south, so that should be possible as well. And last one, loot or sack 3 different settlements, including the following. This one, Flavum, Rugian, and Anglus. Very well. So we should loot and sack these 3 settlements. Let's look at technology. So we have a civic technology tree and a military one. Civic is probably gaining more income, gaining more buildings that give happiness and income. And this is more war related, better units, better equipment, cheaper recruitment, cheaper maintenance, stuff like that. So, since we need to research this for our bonus objective, let's start with this tech, go directly after this one, just to get it done so I won't forget, because most likely I will otherwise. Can you march to here? Yes, there is a crossing over here. So if I put you like right at the border, I probably can still recruit units with you, can't I? Yes, I can. So we have some medium spear infantry, very light melee infantry, some light slingers, and some skirmishers. We already have some of the spearmen, some of the melee, and bow infantry, which we can't recruit. Um, right. So if we do this, we can compare easier. Bowmen have. Wait. Who's got? You got 6 melee damage. You get 6 melee damage, but it doesn't show. At least they got. Well, let's see. Melee damage is probably better. Charge is about the same. Melee defense is a lot better of the slingers. Armor is better. Health is the same. Morale is the same. Speed is the same. Missile damage is better. The only thing they have less of is munition. Yeah, ammunition is 9 instead of 12. So I think the slingers are actually better in a lot of ways. But at this point we have 3 range units, and I still think that melee units make up the brunt of a force. And since these are more expensive and we don't have a lot of money in the beginning, let's try and get some cheap units. 4 is the maximum we can recruit. Uh, my game just went out of its window. It's fine. You can go inside of the city. What I want is put these guys inside the ship and sail south. Yes. So we are pretty much getting ready for next turn where we can conquer Hafen. We have 2 armies and some sea guys. That should definitely be enough. Looking at our capital, what can we build? We do not have enough money to upgrade it to a small city. We have a military jetties, which is a port for building military ships. We have a farmstead and artisan. And we still have some undeveloped land. So the farmstead. We have pastures, fields, and goatherd. Right, because you have something called fertility. Let's check the map. Fertility. So every province has a fertility rating, and based upon that, you get money and food based off the fertility rating and the building you have. So some have a higher base one but lower per fertility, and others have a lower base one and higher per fertility. Since we only have poor fertility here, since we're all the way in the top, in the north, where it's very cold, we probably want a higher base one. But if you look downwards, like in Italy, it has a base fertility of 5, which is highest, rich here as well. So the more south you come, pretty much the fertility is better. Well, except for here, because this is desert. It's called infertile. But yeah, we want this land. It's a high fertility everywhere. And yeah, I think even there are events or something that makes the fertility lower because this is the start of a small ice age. I'm not really sure how it works, but something like that. So let's look at the buildings themselves. We start with a farmstead, but we can upgrade it to like a goat herd, who has food plus 40 from animal husbandry, and 12 additional food, 6 per local fertility level. So we have a level 2 fertility, so we get 2 times 6 is 12. See, this is the lower base food, 20 food from agriculture, and 28 additional food for 14 per local fertility. So with this one we get 52, and this one only 48, even though this gets extra food per fertility level. And this one is a little bit in between. 20 food from animal husbandry from the beginning, so it's worse than this, and 12 additional per local fertility, which is the same as this one actually. But you get wealth more wealth from this base, just 5 more, and 45 per fertility. Well, this is just 25 per fertility, and this is also 25 per fertility. So if you want more money, you should go build a pasture, and if you want more food, you should go for the goat herd. It unlocks Nordic skirmishers, and mounted raiders. So I think in this case we might actually go for the pasture. Yeah, I think we don't really need the food that much. And unlocking Nordic mounted raiders is a really good thing, I believe. So let's go for that. We don't have any cavalry units we can train at the moment. We can upgrade you only to a clay pit, which reduces the cost for construction and gives us more wealth. But I'm gonna leave this one because there's a lot of other buildings we can unlock, and it gives us more public disorder because it's a minus. Okay, very well. I think this could be the end of our first turn. Oh, we want to assign a provincial governor, right? So this is our family screen. Uh, I'm still not really sure how to control the power and the dominion work well, but we probably find it out along the way. So we have a couple of guys who are statesmen, so who we can elect. This is a guy with 6 loyalty, 5, 4, 4. So we want a high loyal guy and make him governor of Skansa. And we can still do some actions with these guys as well. You can go and adopt. And I want to adopt the admiral here, because if he's gonna do cool stuff, that will be cool stuff he does for our family. You don't have a wife, so go seek one. And you can also seek a wife. Getting a wife means possible getting babies, and more babies is more characters, and more characters is a larger family, and I don't know, it sounds better. Cool. You may still issue an edict, so let's do an edict as well. We have Might of 2, army recruitment capacity, and extra religious influence, plus 2% civic development research rate, and plus 4 public order because of paganism, right? More experience for recruited units and research rate for military, and construction costs and grow. Uh, let's go for the public order. We have 100% Germanic fade here, so that should be fine. And yeah, we can end the turn. So yeah, that was our first turn, and that should also be our first episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.